I'm Kelly. Welcome if this is your first time here, and welcome back to my YouTube friends if you've been around with me for a bit. The reason why that sign is there. Thanksgiving is coming up. Yes, I live in Canada, and we have Thanksgiving in October. It is the second Monday of October, so that will be Monday the 13th. We always have our family dinner the day before on Sunday, just because it's easier because we're spread around a little bit, and this year we are going to be hosting. And coming up, I'm going to be working on a tote bag. Anybody who saw my live last week on the 3rd would have seen it, but that is what it's going to look like, sort of. I'm not going to give you measurements because I bought this pattern, but the pattern came out after the tutorial that Jenny Doan did on Missouri Star. So I will link that tutorial in the description box. She explains it very clearly and shows you how to do it. I'm basically just going to give you the highlights of how I'm doing mine and what it's going to look like. So you'll see as we go along. The body of the tote bag is 12 jelly roll strips sewn together. I chose the ones I wanted, laid them out, put them on a piece of batting, and I'm just running some quilting lines down the middle, along the edge. Pretty simple. I have been working more on the tote bag. It is quilted, trimmed of excess batting, and cut in half. Now what I probably should have done was leave my backing bigger and then cut it to fit, because that is what Jenny Doan does in the video. However, I'm relatively close here, so I'm just going to reline this up. And I've got my lining lined up on the bottom, or, well, whatever end, I guess, of the tote bag. And I'm just going to take my ruler and put it along the side and trim the body of the tote bag just a little bit here and just a little bit here. It's going to get sewn in the side seams anyway, it won't really matter. Okay, I have 4 pieces the same size. 2 lining, 2 tote bag sides. Now this way we are at, my ruler is 24 inches, about 24 and a half this way. And about 20 and a half this way. More than sufficient for a good sized tote bag. I am using the strap measurements in the pattern, not what Jenny Doan does in her video. So, the big long strip, press it in half. Now, dummy me only made one. I have a brain fart, so I gotta make another one. But, I want to test the measurement first. So, the next thing you do is fold it in half again, up to your fold, and give it a press, so that you have 2 sides. Same thing, this side in as well, so it looks like a sandwich, sort of, with raw edges in the middle. And then you press it one more time so it looks like that. And then you can open it back up and start putting your bits of batting into it. I'll show you a little bit more closely, but again, I'm only giving you highlights. You can watch Jenny's video for the how-tos. She does hers slightly differently. I like doing mine this way, and this is what it says in the pattern. Alright, it's all pressed. So, you have the initial pressing in half to get the line down the middle. Then you press the sides in to match. So then you have a press side there and a press side there for the fold. Then you fold it over again. And press it down so you don't have any raw edges. There's a fold there and a fold there. Batting goes in next. I'll show you that. Okay, I've got my strip opened up, like so. And you take your piece of batting strip and you line it up so that the edge butts up against this fold here. Like so. And then after you have it all smoothed down, like that, and then you flip this one over top and sew it down. So now you just have to sew down the edge where the folded edges go together, like so. Hold them flat, sew down the edge close to the edge. I'm also going to sew down this edge and at least one line all the way down the middle, just for stability. Maybe even 2 lines down the middle. I've got one of my lining pieces here. I pressed it in half this way, so I have a crease there, so I know where the middle is. I made a pocket for the inside. I want to have the blue side showing. But first of all, I'm going to measure it for my phone approximately, because I'm probably going to use this as a shopping bag, and my idea is to have the inside pocket for my phone and maybe my keys here, and then I can just put my wallet in the bag along with whatever I'm buying. So that's probably okay. Let's measure across from the edge. That's about 1 inch into my phone from the edge, and about 1 inch there, so we'll go 5 inches. 5 there. Okay, move the phone out of the way. Make a mark there, so I know where 5 inches is. Now, where am I going to put it? That's the next question. So, usually I go down about 3 inches or so, because I don't want to have to go digging way down too far in the bag. So that's 6. That's probably too far down. So how about we do, what's 4 look like? This is a pretty big bag, so I've got some leeway here. Okay, let's fold this in half so I have a halvesy here. So I orient it right. Okay, there's my half on the fold, which is almost at my 5 inches actually. Hang on. I'm going to shut this off for a sec, because I'm actually going to press the pocket. Hold on. Okay, now I can see that better. So, maybe I'll go 4, 4.5. That's not bad, actually. I think I might do that. Okay, 4.5 it is. Now, make sure, actually hang on 1 second. I'm going to move this back out of the way, and I'm going to mark it. 4.5, line that back up. And we'll just take the heat erase pen and go like so. And then we know. And then my fold up edge for my pocket is right there. So match the fold up edge for the pocket to the fold up edge for there. Yep, press line there, press line there. Actually, I think I'll go this way, make it this is the top, because it's a bit flatter. Okay, where's my pressing line? After I did it the wrong way. Dang it. Okay, no, I can see it. That's fine. Never mind, we're good. Right about there. Okay. Now, I'm going to pin it. What I'm going to do is sew around. Not the top. That's where the stuff goes in. Down here, across the bottom, and up here. Quite often when I do pockets, I do 2 rows of stitching, just for security purposes. Back stitch, back stitch, back stitch, back stitch, 2 rows of stitches. Makes it nice and strong. In order to make the part from my phone, doesn't really matter what side it is, I'm also going to go down this line I marked here. Back stitch, sew down, back stitch. Then it's divided. Okay, the pocket's on. You can see a little closer where I have 2 lines of stitching. Easier to show up on the light blue fabric. All the way around. Sewn down the middle, opening, opening. Now this piece of lining is going to be set aside with the other piece of lining. And I'm going to be working on the front side of the bag now. The middle of the top is this seam here. I did press it, just to be sure. So between the black and white and this flowery white, that is the middle of the outside of the bag. I have one pocket ready to go, similar to the one I just did for the lining, but I'm going to have the green side out and the blue be like where you can see it inside if I'm digging around to find something. So this is not going to be divided, but I did press it so I had the middle of it. So now I'm just going to decide where exactly I want it to be. Relatively closer to the bottom, because that's how the bag kind of goes, but I don't want to go too far down because I'm going to box the corners here, and I don't want it right at the bottom, so maybe we'll come up a little bit here, because that way if I have a 2-inch box, that's about there. Let's do a quick measure. Go in about 2 there, and then it goes 4 across, so yeah, that's probably okay. Right about there. Now, one side, there it is. Can you guys see that? That side's still open from when I made the little, do a tube, turn it around, press it. But the straps go on each side. So that's going to be covered up with strap. I don't even have to sew close. It's fine. So I think we will just go with that. Maybe scoot it down a touch. Okay, how far are we down from the edge? I'm going to seat of my pants on this, actually. Not the pattern. That's about 4.5. Sure, we'll go with that. You can put your pocket wherever you want, really. Okay, I'm just going to pin this now. So bear with me while I'm pinning. I don't want to be shutting the camera down and moving and whatnot, so hold on. I'm just pinning this in place. And after that, we'll orient the straps, but just give me 1 sec here while I get this on. I also got to go watch Jenny's video one more time to just refresh myself with the straps before I actually do that. Whoops. Last pin, doesn't want to work. There we go. I am testing the strap placement. It might be hard for you to see, but I have a white chalk pen mark here at the edge of the bottom of the tote bag body, just to see. When you lay them out, just make sure you don't have it all twisted up here at the top. Before I sew these on, though, I'm going to load my machine with green thread and just sew that down on the bottom. And then I will make sure that my straps get stitched after this is sewn down, and then the pocket is fine at the top. I brought the camera in here because there's more room. I want to show you and test if this is a good placement or not. It's not bad, actually. Maybe I will bring it up just a little bit because it's a little close here for me, so I want the handle slightly longer here. So I will just measure it again and check it, and then I'll mark it where I want it to be. So we are lining together. Right sides together. Make sure your pocket opening is at the top. And leave a space on one side for turning through. This is where I'm deviating from the pattern again. But this is how I usually do it, and this is how Jenny Doan does it in the video. Also, sew your bag together. Obviously right sides together. See how I have the straps pinned out of the way so they don't get caught? I just flipped it around to make sure it looked good. But I did have it right sides together. I would like my bag to sit flat, so I'm going to box the corners, and I'll do exactly the same with the lining. I've got the bag ready to sew together. Right sides touching, pretty side of bag, pretty side of lining. Match the seams, match the seams. Tuck them together, one side going this way, one side going that way. I like to clip them. And then all the rest I just pin carefully around. So just sew around the whole top with a 1/4 inch seam. Make sense? Jenny Doan has it pretty clear in her video too. Okay, sewn together. Where's my opening? Right there. Okay, so now we got to carefully pull everything through here. I won't do this whole thing on camera because it is going to take me a little bit of time, but that's what you got to do. Like so. Almost done. Remember that hole on the lining for turning through? What side is it on? Just a minute. Right here. If you wish to hand stitch that closed, it does look a bit more finished. I'm just going to sort of give it a little tug like that and tuck it in. I will press it, and then I'll just run the line of stitching down there. And after that's done, yes, this is how you do it. Watch Jenny's video. Roll the edge, and that will come together and make it flat. It's okay, you can wash the bag after, it's fine. Just roll it all along and your edges will line up. And when you sew the bag together, because you're supposed to top stitch around, right? Now once you have it all flat, spit included, put your strap over, and then as you top stitch, stitch the strap down. And then bag's finished, pretty much. Awesome. Ta-da! Done. 2 different colored straps, 2 different pockets. Yeah, this one's not as obvious because it strips too, but I think it looks fine. And I got a green one on this side, and I got one on the inside. Pretty sure the length is okay because I measured, so let's try it out. I think that's okay. Not too far up here, not too far down with dragging on the ground. Wouldn't that be something? There we go. Thanks for sticking with me. Take care, everybody, and